Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see you all here for the launch of this wonderful piece of work, cutting carbon in the commercial kitchen. Now, the subject of carbon reduction was big news around COP26, but particularly the mainstream media. But things seem to have gone a bit quiet since then. Indeed, little seems to have happened since that sort of festival of soundbites, so it falls upon business to step up. One of the key areas of carbon, obviously, is the commercial kitchen. And this paper is designed specifically to identify some of the areas of carbon that kitchen staff will be confronted with and provide solutions to counter them. But firstly, Footprint can't do any of these reports without the support of far-sighted organisations. And we would very much like to thank the team at Meiko UK for their support of this report. And so it gives me great pleasure to welcome Meiko's Managing Director, Paul Anderson. Paul.
I'm wholly passionate about this subject too, and I'm not going to steal Amy's thunder at all. This is probably the third report we've now done. We did a water report, we did waste management. Carbon is critically important, and it's such a huge topic, massive subject. It covers many angles. Absolutely delighted with Nick and Charlie, their support to us. Amy's intense, in-depth knowledge and investigations into this. I'm not going to say much more. I could talk for hours. As a company, we're very passionate about carbon, reducing energy. That's what we do. But we're a part of the solution. So please have a listen to Amy. It's fantastic. I'm really pleased with it.
I'm here today. I'm thrilled because, as Paul said, we've been so lucky to have the ongoing support of Meiko in supporting these projects, which we feel are so valuable because there's so many issues that we feel we have to face, and carbon is absolutely key to all of them. To protect our beautiful, wonderful planet, but also to protect our wonderful businesses. There is so many competing pressures today, and tackling carbon is one of those wonderful sweet spots that helps to address many of these urgent issues. I know that I am so fortunate to be in a room full of people who are converted. You guys know the score, but for many, tackling carbon is still kind of a really confusing quagmire. I mean, I work in the industry and I still struggle to kind of conceptualize what is a ton of carbon, what does that mean, and how does it relate to my specific actions in my organization. It's really hard for businesses, even people who are quite well versed. So what we are trying to do is kind of create something that helps people sort of make that business case to their colleagues, to the board, and also to kind of get over that hump of how do you do footprinting, and then what are some practical steps to take to reduce that carbon impact. And when you think that the food system from farm to fork is responsible for 29% of global emissions, as an industry that works in serving food, this is absolutely critical. Our responsibility, or the food service, hospitality and food services responsibility, is really, really clear. And what's been really heartening as well is there's so many collaborative groups now and forums working to help the industry change. As Nick says, business has got to step into the breach and really take action. So we've got things like Zero Carbon Forum. We're going to hear from Bob on the panel later. We've got RAP's Carbon Reduction Forum and the forthcoming protocol. We've got Louisa here who can give some more insight on that. There's also things like Net Zero Now. All of these things have been established to help coordinate industry efforts and give businesses the tools and the knowledge they need to establish and deliver their own emission targets. If the moral case, which I've sort of given you there, doesn't persuade you, the commercial one is increasingly compelling. Obviously, there's loads of regulation on the way. Businesses are soon going to need to publish credible net zero transition plans, and investors are increasingly making decisions based on ESG performance. This is a Barclays stat that said that 60% of HAF said that ESG was important to their investors. The money that's flowing into ESG funds is tremendous, and the demand for green bonds is soaring.
Amy, thanks so much. What a great presentation, and thank you to the panel. Just a very quick close. Thank you everybody so much for venturing out. It's so good to see everyone back together in a room again. We thank you to Meiko for all the support on this, and thank you to everybody who contributed, and thank you to Amy for your brilliant presentation. Do grab a report on the way out, and we hope that you'll join us for drinks next door and to make the most of being able to be together again. Thanks so much everybody, and we'll see you soon.
The awareness of carbon in the kitchen is critical. We have to all consider it. It can be quite complex in its nature, but it's a bit like eating an elephant. You can't eat it all at once. You've got to eat small pieces at a time and look at every aspect, and if you do that, it'll make a much bigger picture. I think the report today will give any operator, manufacturer, end user a clear starting point as a guide as what to consider and how needful we need to be of this, and what we need to do to better ourselves. I think it's a fantastic report. Once again, I'm delighted. It's absolutely superb. It's a great pivotal starting point for everybody.